Catfish Dave and Amal's away, and so is Louis B, actually, who usually is in this spot. Louis B. Hobson from Sun Media and Louis B. Online. Movie reviews and a pick for the weekend, the Friday Morning Thumb, and guest thumb this morning, Ottawa filmmaker and movie reviewer Christopher Redmond in this morning. Hello.
Good morning, good morning.
All right, so let's start with Spider-Man 2. Is it a thumbs up or a thumbs down?
Well, first of all, it's the Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Catfish,
I'm so
okay?
sorry. I'm sorry.
Spider-Man 2 was a whole 10 years ago almost.
Yeah.
But I'm going to give one, gravity-defying and physics and logic-defying thumb up for the Amazing Spider-Man.
Wow.
That is a big theme of this film, which sort of we'll get to. I actually went to it with a 10-year-old, and he hadn't seen the first Amazing Spider-Man, so I said, well, it's about a spider who bites a guy. He's like, I know that. I said, well, I think you're pretty much okay to go into the second one then, because these movies do not require a whole lot of backstory.
Right.
But basically, this is actually a good film to take a kid to. It's a light, kind of fun film. A lot of these superhero movies have become a little dark, right?
Yeah.
And it's funny because I was thinking about it. I'm like, why are these ones dark and Spider-Man's not? I mean, they all have the same backstory, right? All their parents are murdered, right? So you got
Yes.
Batman running around the city really pissed.
Yeah.
He's really pissed about it. And then you have Superman, who's just kind of confused, flying around, trying to find where he belongs. And Spider-Man, on the other hand, he's sad, right? And he's kind of going around trying to piece things together a little bit.
His grandpa.
Yeah. And his uncle died as well, right?
Yeah.
So that's a lot of the story of this one, him going around trying to figure out that backstory.
Right.
So really, I think what it comes down to, why they make these kids friendly, is it comes down to the weapons, right? I mean, when you think of Wolverine, for example, with these blades coming out of his arm, he's slashing people, not so kid friendly, right? But Spider-Man, he's shooting webs at people, right? Just these gooey webs, kind of catching people. It's like shooting hugs at people, really. It's very nice. The only thing less offensive might be, if he was a rabbit man shooting cotton balls, tickling people.
Sure. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Overcome by cotton.
Yeah,
right.
but
That'd be terrible.
So really, it lends itself to be a kid's film, and it's nice. It's light and it's fun, and the casting helps. You have Emma Stone in it, right? Who's really riding that goodwill. Did you guys see the lip sync battle that she did on the Tonight Show?
Yeah.
Epic, right? So she's still riding that goodwill. I'm in love with Emma Stone. She's great in it. You have Jamie Foxx playing one of the villains, Electro, right? Who he falls into a tub of electric eels. Therefore, he becomes made of electricity, right?
Yes. Electric eels.
Yeah, electric eels. So this is basically how all the science works, right? It's the thinnest premise possible, but because it existed in a comic book, we're just supposed to sort of accept it. There'll be another one, guy laying on a bed and his skin's getting green and his nails are getting long, and he's talking to his son Harry, says, you have the same, genetic disease as I do. And I'm like, okay, that was the one line to explain the Green Goblin. That's all we get, right?
Oh, okay.
And that's kind of how a lot of this goes. You have to just check your brain at the door for any of the science and everything.
Right.
But I will say at the end there's a nice, without giving anything away, a very sobering treatment, shall we say, of physics and gravity that has some consequences. And this actually really helped the film for me. I said, you know what? Okay, there's actually some consequence here. And in the end, I rather enjoyed it, I have to say.
Okay, all right. Let's move on to this is a
Shooting hugs. I still think it was awesome.
a documentary about the band, The National, not the old Knowlton Nash broadcast, and it's called Mistaken for Strangers.
Yeah, so, okay, I just got back from the Hot Docs Film Festival, which is the second biggest documentary film festival in the world, the biggest in North America. Right. This actually played last year. I didn't want to review a film from this year at the festival because sometimes these films take about a year before anyone can see them. Right. But this film, Mistaken for Strangers, played last year, and it's now available for download. So it follows the band The National, which I know is played on Live 885 sometimes. Mm-hmm. And really, though, it follows the brother of the lead singer. So it starts off at a radio interview, and, they're asking the lead singer, hey, so you're in a band of 5 guys. 4 of them are brothers. There's 2 and 2 that are brothers together. Yeah. So you're the only one without a brother. He's like, well, actually, I do have a brother, but, he's 10 years younger, and, he's kind of into heavy metal, and I think he thinks, our music is kind of pretentious crap. Right. Cut to the brother, and it's really the brother who made this documentary. And now he is exactly what you imagine, okay? Think of a black t-shirt, a metal t-shirt. Yeah. He's got the long, thin, kind of receding hair and a ponytail, a bit of a goatee, a gut coming out of his stomach, right? And basically, he's the physical embodiment of misspent youth and broken dreams. Okay?
All right.
And that is what this film is about. It follows him. He's the filmmaker, but he shoots everything kind of like a selfie, where he's injecting himself with the band. Okay. It's about him, like, realizing he's the roadie. He's going on tour with them, this big tour, and he's always a annoyed because he doesn't get to meet the president like they get to meet. And it's one of the most funny documentaries I've seen, maybe since The King of Kong, which followed this, guy trying to beat the world record in King Kong.
Right.
But just a lovable loser. I laughed so hard on this movie. I can't recommend it enough. It's so good.
Fantastic. All right. There you go. Sounds like 2 thumbs up.
That's 2, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. 2 movies, 2 thumbs up. The Friday morning thumb, guest thumb, Christopher Redmond from DearCastandCrew. Thanks for coming in this morning.
Thanks, guys.
It's the morning startup on Live 88.5, 8:15 now.